Hello, everyone. Welcome to Durrett's Take. Let's get started. So, in my last podcast, I left off where I revealed my AFC predictions, and I'll go over them again real quick. So, in the AFC East, I had Buffalo 1, New England 2, Miami 3, Jets 4. AFC North, I had Baltimore 1, Cleveland 2, Pittsburgh 3, Cincinnati 4. AFC South, I had Indianapolis 1, Tennessee 2, Jacksonville 3, Houston 4. And the AFC West, I have Kansas City 1, Chargers 2, Denver 3, Las Vegas 4. So now for the NFC East, I have Dallas winning the division. I feel like Dallas clearly has the best quarterback in the division. I know Fitzpatrick's excellent backup. Daniel Jones, I'm not sold on, and then Jalen Hurts, not sold on yet as of yet. So, I mean, you got the best quarterback in the weakest division, which helps. And then Mike McCarthy. While I would say Ron Rivera is the best coach, I would say Mike McCarthy's the second best coach. Maybe Joe Judge gets there, but as of right now, Mike McCarthy's second best coach. I feel like that's enough to win a division there. I feel like they'll win the division at a 9-8 record. So no more 8-8s. And then Washington, I had them second because their defense, they'll keep them a lot of games. They'll be good, but I feel like they have a ceiling. I feel like they'll go 8-9, which would be pretty good, if Ryan Fitzpatrick being started and all that. But I just feel like Dallas, with Dak, assuming Dak's healthy and all that, and the Cowboys stay healthy and they address their needs in the draft defensively, I feel like they'll be just fine. The Giants I have third at 6-11, so basically the same as last year. I know they have better players now and all that, but again, it's because I'm not a believer in Daniel Jones. Um, that's why I'm not going to put the Giants closer to playoff contention. And then Philadelphia, I've lasted 2-15. Like, not only is Jalen Hurts questionable, but there's hardly any talent there, and you had a rookie head coach, which was a wrong hire in my opinion. So I just don't feel like it's going to be a good year. Okay, NFC North, Green Bay will obviously win it this year. It's more clear now than it ever was that Green Bay will win it this year. They're at 14-3. I have Minnesota next at 5-12. You may be thinking, whoa, whoa, whoa. I just feel like Minnesota still needs. I mean, maybe they can address some defensive needs in the draft to bump them up a couple wins, but it's like I still don't like their defense. And again, Kirk Cousins, like I feel like there's a ceiling with him, and you saw it last year. It's like finally he started, not taking care of the ball as much, not being as good as much, and therefore Minnesota couldn't make the playoffs because of that. Well, that and the bad defense, and also I just feel like the Mike Zimmer course in Minnesota has kind of run its course now with him and Cousins. Um, Next, I have Chicago. At 4-13, I just don't believe Andy Dalton's not going to win you a bunch of games. He can win some games, but he's not going to win you a bunch of games. Now the defense will obviously keep them some games, but I feel like it's just not going to work out. Danny Dalton or Nick Foles if he were to replace Andy Dalton. And the Detroit, I have the last 1-16. I'm just not a believer in Dan Campbell. Now with Jared Goff as your quarterback now, Jamal Williams is your running back, and some other pieces. I believe that Detroit is better off after free agency than they were before. Then I definitely agree on that remark. But it's just like again, I just don't believe in Danny Campbell as a head coach. NFC South, they got Tampa Bay at 15-2, best record in the NFC. I feel like they're just going to continue to roll from they were last year. New Orleans, I have next at 12-5. A lot of people are thinking they're like a 98 type of team. But it's just like I like Taysom Hill a lot, and I feel like James Winston, if he were to start, I mean the offense. There's so many pieces on the offense and all that. I feel like they can not retool or rebuild, but reload and be just fine offensively. Sean Payton's that good of a head coach; he'll figure something out. Now defensively, they might not be as good as they were last year, which might cost them some games. But I feel like New Orleans can be a wild card team. Atlanta, I'm next at 6-11. I feel like they can improve a little bit with Ryan Smith, Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith is the new head coach now. But again, it's just like Matt Ryan, 35, pocket passer. There's a limit, and then obviously Atlanta's defense sucked so much last year. So I feel like it's going to take more time to improve there. And then Carolina have a 5-12, despite the Sam Darnold trade, just because again, I feel like they need more time. For this and I feel like they're still in a rebuild, so that's why I feel like they'll be 5-12, plus in a harder division. And now in the NFC West, the hardest division of football, I got the LA Rams first at 13-4. I feel like Matthew Stafford will help the Rams win some more games than Jared Goff couldn't last year. Seattle next 11-6, like what they've done to the offensive line. There's some question marks on defense. Better than that, I feel like they're in a good spot. I'm assuming Russell Wilson's all in. Arizona, I have next at 9-8. I love the additions. They're getting AJ Green, JJ Watt, a bunch of other players. I like the additions they're doing. I feel like they will have a good draft. But again, because Cliff Kingsbury is their coach. I feel like there's a limit there. So I feel like Arizona will, can barely make the playoffs. And then San Francisco I also have a 98 because I feel like Jimmy G will win them some games, but I also feel like he'll get injured at some point. And then therefore that will cost them a playoff spot. So there you go. So now for the playoff scenario, I have, in the AFC. In the AFC, you have 2 seed Buffalo versus 7 seed Pittsburgh. And I would have Buffalo winning that one pretty easily, 31-14. I feel like Pittsburgh's not going to be a good end of year team. Buffalo will be. You got 3rd seed Baltimore versus 6th seed Cleveland. That would be a very good game, interesting game. I have Baltimore surviving though by a touchdown. Um, uh, and then Indianapolis versus Chargers. I would have Chargers here with the upset because we haven't seen. We haven't seen Wentz or Herbert in the playoffs, but I feel like based off what we've seen in the regular season, Herbert will probably be better in the playoffs than Indianapolis will. And then you would have 1 seed Kansas City versus 5 seed Chargers, and this would be a very close, good game. The Chiefs struggle with Cleveland in their second round game. I feel like this would be their struggle here, but Kansas City will pull it out here by a couple points. And then you got Buffalo, Baltimore, a rematch of the divisional round last year, and I feel like Buffalo will still win by a touchdown. It'll be another close game, but Buffalo will still prevail because Baltimore still has question marks as right now. So then you have a rematch of the AFC Championship game last year, Kansas City versus Buffalo, and I have Kansas City winning by 11 points to get to the Super Bowl once again. NFC, you got 2 seed Green Bay versus 7 seed Arizona. I have Green Bay winning this one pretty easily, winning by 17 points. I just feel like Arizona's defense, J.J. Watson and all that, and they have a good defense line. I feel like they won't be able to stop Aaron Rodgers at that offense. And then with Kyle Murray, his first playoff experience, Kingsbury, his first playoff experience, I feel like there's going to be a lot of growing pains there for them. And then the 3rd seed LA Rams versus 6th seed Seattle. So basically a rematch of the wild card last year, except this time LA Rams have the home field advantage. I feel like the LA Rams will still win because I feel like Seattle just has a tough time playing the Rams. And now with Matthew Stafford's quarterback, it's going to be even harder for them. I have them winning by a touchdown. And then Dallas versus New Orleans. I have this being a high-scoring close game. I feel like New Orleans would prevail by a couple points here. So they have a 1-seed Tampa Bay versus 5-seed New Orleans, which is basically the reverse rules of last year in the division round. I feel like this would be a close game, it would be within a touchdown at the most, but I feel like Tampa Bay is the better team, will come out on top there. 2-seed Green Bay versus 3-seed LA Rams. This would be a very good game, probably one of the best games of the playoffs if this would happen. But I'm going to take the Rams here for the upset. I'm not sure how much of an upset it is, but I'm going to take the Rams here for the upset by a field goal. So then you have a Tampa Bay Rams NFC Championship game. And this would be a very close game. Again, coming down right to the wire, but I have Tampa Bay winning it barely by a point, like a winning field goal or something like that. So then you have a rematch of the Super Bowl last year, Kansas City, Tampa Bay. And this time, if the Kansas City O-line can be good, then I would take Kansas City this time to get revenge by a couple points in a high-scoring game. So there you go. There's my updated NFL projections. So now I'm going to go over my mock draft 2.0, and I'll make one more mock draft in a couple weeks right before the draft. So the number 1 pick in Jacksonville, I have them taking obviously QB Trevor Lawrence from Clemson. It's obvious at this point. No need to explain anything there. 2, the New York Jets, especially since now they trade away Sam Darnold, there'll be a quarterback in I have that being Zach Wilson from BYU. We'll see. I feel like Zach Wilson will be a very good quarterback and is a very good quarterback. But again, going to the Jets is kind of a death sentence for a quarterback. So good luck there. San Francisco, I have 3rd, and this one's very interesting because you hear the rumors that Kyle Shanahan loves Mac Jones, and it's all about they want to take Mac Jones, but then have John Lynch, the 49ers GM, saying they want opposite Mac Jones, so Justin Fields or Trey Lance. And I feel like since they most likely won't trade Jimmy G, that's gonna means that he's most likely going to start. So therefore, I feel like if whoever wins, the GM or coach, I feel like if the GM wins the battle, then they'll take Trey Lance, and then he can sit behind Jimmy G for even 2, since they like Jimmy G so much, and he can learn from him before he's ready to take over. But I feel like they like the athleticism and just the difference of being a mobile versus a pocket passer and Trey. Now, of course, they could go Justin Fields as well, but I heard they like Trey Lance and Mac Jones better, or they must be a better fit for the system than Justin Fields. I'm not sure what, but that's the direction I heard they're going. So again, it wouldn't surprise me if it's Mac Jones, but they could have got him at 12 or if not, like maybe 8 with Carolina or something. There's no need to trade up all the way to 3 to get Mac Jones. So that's why I think that's kind of a little fool's gold. For Atlanta, now they don't necessarily they can take a QB here for the future, have him sit a couple years behind Matt Ryan, or they can get some defensive needs or even trade back, which I would just suggest. But because Justin Fields would have fallen to 4, I feel like they can't pass up on a homegrown QB here that could eventually take over for Matt Ryan. It'll be and who has a high ceiling. So I feel like they're going to take Justin Fields here from Ohio State. And then Cincinnati 5, I had them taking tackle Penei Sewell. Now I know there's the other high grade tackle Rashawn Slater, Northwestern, more that area, if you will, geographical wise. But I feel like Penei Sewell is the best tackle for the reason. I feel like I feel like Cincinnati would be foolish to pass it. Now I know there's Kyle Pitts and I know there's good receivers. I get that. It's very enticing. But Cincinnati's O-line was the worst, and you need a good O-line, so they have to take Penei Sewell. Now, if they want to go with Sean Slayer's this since he can play multiple positions to that O-line, fine, but you got to take an O-line here. 6, Miami. Now, this is not who I would take, but I feel like they're going to go with Devontae Smith, and that's because of the Tua Alabama connection there. I feel like Tua would prefer working with someone he knows, there's someone he doesn't know, like a Jamar Chase or Kyle Pitts. So I feel like they're going to get Devontae Smith here. Then Detroit has an interesting choice here between Jamar Chase and Kyle Pitts. Now, because they already have a tight end, and they just lost Kelly Galladay, a big-time wide receiver, I have them going with wide receiver Jamar Chase here from LSU. And then Carolina 8, with not having to worry about quarterback anymore, makes it the very easiest pick that they can do, and they're going to land and steal tight end Kyle Pitts from Florida and get a tight end to replace Greg Olsen, who will probably be even better than Greg Olsen was there, and get some help for Darnold. So that's going to be excellent for them. 9, Denver. Now, because I heard from the Denver GM that they don't care for Mac Jones, I don't feel like they're going to take him here, so therefore they're going to take a defender here, which they need. I feel like they're going to grab one of the best defenders in the draft, outside linebacker Micah Parsons from Penn State. I know they have Von Miller there and all that, but I feel like he can help bolster that defense. 10, they're going to take a cornerback here. So, I mean, you could do Caleb Farley, you could do Patrick Surtain. Because of Jerry Jones' Arkansas SEC bias, I feel like he's going to go with Patrick Surtain here from Alabama. And then the Giants, they need some O-line depth to help Daniel Jones out, give him even more help. So I'm good. Have them taking the offensive tackle Rashawn Slater from Northwestern here. Philadelphia, even though they trade all the way back to 12, I have them being lucky here, so they get to get wide receiver Jalen Waddle from Alabama, so they get some weapon to help out Jalen Hurts, and plus they might know each other because of the Alabama connection, so it's a win for them. Chargers at 13, I have them taking Caleb Farley from Virginia Tech, who's dropped down. I feel like that's a steal for them. Minnesota 14, they need some defensive line help here, so I have them taking defensive tackle Christian Barmore from Alabama. And in New England, I have them taking QB Mac Jones. I know Belichick loves Jones. He was at his pro day. I know there's a comparison there to him and Brace. So I just feel like with the weapons that he has now, I feel like they would rather take Mac Jones. Arizona, I have them taking offensive guard Elijah Vera Tucker from USC, a steal there. Las Vegas, I have them taking the best safety in the draft, Trevon Moehrig from TCU. Miami, 18, I have them taking offensive tackle Alex Leatherwood from Alabama. 19, Washington, I have them taking offensive tackle Christian Darrisaw from Virginia Tech, because they both need line help. 20, Chicago, I have them taking wide receivers Rashad Bateman from Minnesota. They need some wide receiver help there for Danny Dalton. 21, Indianapolis, I have them taking the best player on the board at that point, quarterback J.C. Horn from South Carolina, who impressed his pro day. Tennessee, I have them taking defensive Greg Rousseau from Miami, who need defensive end help. 23, the Jets have an interesting situation. They can go line help, they can go defense, they can go running back. I have them going running back with Najee Harris from Alabama. I feel like it's just a no-brainer. Now, if it's any other running back, I would say get O-line help, but in this case, I like Najee Harris. 24, Pittsburgh, they need running back help, so I have them taking running back Travis Etienne from Clemson. Jacksonville, they need O-line help for Lawrence. I have them taking the offensive tackle there. Cleveland, I have them taking a quarterback from Florida State, Asante Samuel Jr., get more secondary help there. Baltimore, wide receiver Kadarius Toney from Florida, so Lamar Jackson gets help there. New Orleans, defensive Kwity Paye from Michigan, an underrated defensive in there. Green Bay, they take a quarterback Greg Newsome from Northwestern. Buffalo, linebacker Xavier Collins from Tulsa. Kansas City, offensive tackle Devin James from Oklahoma State. And Tampa Bay, running back Javon from USC. So that's for my podcast today. Thank you very much, and you have a wonderful day.